Hey everyone, my name's Kingsley. Recently, I went on a pretty impactful 10-day silent meditation retreat, learning Vipassana meditation. Um, I learned a lot during this experience. It was something that I just kind of up and did, and it was kind of almost impulsively, but I've been interested in meditation for a little bit, and I always wanted the opportunity to learn more. So this was a great opportunity to go learn, and I just kind of want to share a little bit about my experience in case anyone's wondering if they want to do it, what it entails, basically what these retreats are like from another point of view. So, real quick, we'll start off with what is Vipassana meditation. Vipassana meditation is basically a form of meditation that teaches you to accept things as they are, teaching you to accept the circumstances from moment to moment, trying to help you not to control things or have a certain view on anything. Basically, it's teaching you to be pretty much equanimous with everything that's around you and just to be more accepting of things because that's the path that leads to being free from misery. Another thing, we learned that attachment forms misery. Attachment to maybe a certain way you want things to play out, attachment to certain items that you have, attachment to certain people, all those things, if they don't continue to work in your favor, that's what's going to cause the misery that everybody seems to have day to day. Um, and learning to let go of that is what frees us from this misery. And again, just going back to the notion of being accepting to everything that's going on around you. So why I wanted to go. This was pretty much my first time solo traveling. I'm currently 22 years old. Any time in my life that I've traveled, I've either traveled with my family or with friends. And now that I don't know why it's taken me so long, but I realized that I can actually go out and do things by myself, whether if I don't really need anybody to go and do anything. I can kind of get up and really travel anywhere I wanted to. And it's something I'd never done before, and I wanted to try it. In addition to that, like I mentioned before, I've always been curious of meditation. You hear about all these benefits that it offers everyone, and I was in a point in my life where um, I spend a lot of time on my phone. If you know me personally, you know that I move quick. I move very quickly. I like to go from task to task, and really just productivity stays in my mind all the time. Like I always have to be doing something, and mentally that's kind of draining. Like day to day, I'll spend so much time focusing on things that just aren't that necessary. But to me, it's like I have to do those things just to make sure that everything's okay. But when you look at the bigger picture about life and everything like that, going from day to day and really enjoying your life and finding your purpose, none of those things really matter. In addition to that, this is a free opportunity. Like these guys are not um, charging anything. You can go and live with them. They feed you. Of course, they're gonna take your phones. Of course, you can't talk to nobody. They're gonna take care of you, but for free. Like they really just want you to learn. So my personal journey, I went to Dhamma Sela, which is in Elbert, Colorado. It's about an hour east of Colorado Springs, about a 6 hour drive from where I am right now. Um, the site was beautiful. It was in the woods, just kind of in the tip of the Black Forest. They had a beautiful walking trail, trees all around. Had a nice room. I'm gonna throw pictures up here and stuff like that too. Um, yeah, just a beautiful site. Now the daily routine um, is definitely intimidating. When people look at this daily routine, they definitely would not want to do something like this. In fact, uh, the manager over there, he kind of pulled us together right when everything was done. He told us there's been people that came on this retreat, did the first initial meditation to start the vow of silence, and then left on the same night just because they realized this isn't for me. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. Obviously, like you kind of have to do what's best for you. But it's kind of crazy that it's intimidating so much that people realize those things about themselves. So, but for me, I don't know. I kind of just everything I do, I kind of see it as a challenge. So this, I wanted to challenge myself to just like finish the 10 days. Like you can go 10 days without your phone. You can go 10 days without worrying about anything. You can do these 10 days with silence, not talking to anybody, without my phone, meditating. So Now, hopping into the schedule, we would basically wake up just straight off the dome here. We would basically wake up at 4 a.m. That's right, 4 a.m. to meditate until about 6:30. Then we had breakfast and a little break after from 6:30 to 8. And then we'd have a group meditation session from 8 to 9. Then an independent, or we could have done a group session as well, meditation session from 9 to 11. Then you have lunch at 11. And then you have a break till about 1. Then you meditate from 1 to 2:30, individual or as a group. Then a 2:30 to 3:30 mandatory group meditation, and then a 3:30 to 5 again individual or as a group. And again, that's basically 1 to 5. That's 4 hours straight for that afternoon, that middle of the day. And then at 5 p.m., the students that's never done it before, they'd have the opportunity to get some tea and some fruits and stuff just because they don't serve dinner. And they realize that, people kind of get hungry around that time. Some people really need that 3 meals a day type thing. So, yeah, they offer that as well. And then from 6 to 7, the last mandatory group meditation of the day. Then from 7 to about 8:15, 8:30 ish, we'd have these video discourses where SN Goenka, he's pretty much one of like the main teachers that teaches this type of meditation. Rest in peace. He has these video courses that he teaches, and we would watch one of those for each of the days. And then whenever that video ends to about 9 p.m., that would be our last meditation session of the day. And then after 9 p.m., it's just go do your hygiene, go shower, lights out at 10, start the next day at 4 a.m. type thing. So it would just keep going like that. So putting all that together, that's about 10 to 11 hours of meditation for every day, each day. So for 10 days, you're looking at 100 to 110 hours of straight meditation, bro. Like that is crazy. That is crazy, but it's definitely doable though. Right when you get there, there are 5 precepts or basically main rules that you have to follow. For every new student, those 5 rules are: you have to refrain from intentionally taking the life of any creature. So basically, no killing, obviously, no talking, no sexual activity or sexual misconduct, no lying. I think that's why they do the no talking thing, so you don't have the opportunity to lie. And then no alcohol or any like intoxicating substances or anything like that. So those are the 5 rules that you have to abide by to be able to go through this program. So you basically, the day you get there is day 0. And then day 0, obviously you can talk to everybody for until you take the vow of silence, which is the initial meditation session. So you kind of go through your whole day, and then you have that initial meditation session. Now it's noble silence. So you can't talk at all. And then pretty much right after that, obviously you have to go get ready to sleep and stuff like that. Wake up the next morning at 4 a.m. Now that's day 1. Boom, you'll do that day 1. You'll do that all the way until it's day 9. And then day 10 comes. Day 10 is the talking day, the day that the vow of silence is broken. When that day came for us, it was very, it was very like unexpected. That day was so unexpected. Like, because you're not talking for 9 days at all. It's pretty much becoming a habit now. The 10th day comes, you finish obviously the morning meditation stuff. Boom, the vow of silence is broken. You can talk to anybody if you want, but you have this urge to not talk to anybody because you've been doing this so long. But randomly for us, conversation just started. Like, we all just started talking about our experience, and each of us shared some really deep and personal stuff that like we were all going through because of this experience. Like, a lot of the guys had things in their past that they had thought about. Same with me. A lot of like memories and stuff that I hadn't thought about in a long time came up. Um, Obviously, you get some clarity on a couple things, which is pretty great. But for us, we were talking as if we had been friends for a long, long time. Like, the guys were out here just cracking jokes left and right. That was definitely my favorite day over there. I was just all smiles that day. I couldn't stop smiling. I was laughing so much. Everybody was just cracking jokes, good energy. And it's funny because going through the 9 days in silence, you think everybody's mad. Like everybody has these long faces and these kind of upset faces, because they can't talk. And maybe that's just how their face is, you know. Um, but it was hilarious. It was hilarious. We were all kind of going through our own struggles in silence. And then on the 10th day, we're able to talk about it. It kind of makes you appreciate talking to people, because once you actually do it, now you realize, wow, these guys were experiencing the same exact things that I was. And once you have something in common like that, it's very easy to build friendship and camaraderie. Just want to talk about some of the cons of this retreat. Some cons are definitely boredom. Boredom. They put you in this kind of small room for 10 days. Obviously, you don't have your phone, no talking. Um, they really prefer that you don't really exercise or do anything like that, because you're not supposed to do anything that'll distract yourself. You're kind of doing deep work emotionally and spiritually and mentally. They don't want you to have anything that could take your time and attention away from that or distract you from that. So, and another important thing too is that they're not trying to push any type of religion on you. They explain that the Dhamma, which is basically kind of the belief of everything and the theory of everything, um, the Dhamma is universal. Like you'll hear in the video discourses, the path to enlightenment is, all in all, it's really just be a good person. Like don't do bad things. It's kind of logic almost. Like you'll see that in pretty much most of the major religions, um, the path to heaven or other forms and other religions and stuff, or their counterparts of what heaven is, the path to there is just being a good person and acting right and doing right by people and serving others and showing love and compassion. And then the path to hell or their counterparts of that is to not do those things. So there's a lot of overlap, and that's why they say the Dhamma was universal. Um, Personally, me, I didn't feel, I'm Catholic, born and raised Catholic. I didn't feel like they were infringing on my religion in any way. Still praying before every meal, have my rosary on me. Obviously, I didn't bring it out for to not like distract and other people. I don't need to put it in people's faces that I'm Catholic. I know I'm Catholic. But yeah, that's another thing as well. Another con that isn't too major is homesickness. Like I started getting pretty homesick around day 7. There were some times that I would just be in my room, just so bored that I was like, please, bro, let me just go ask for my keys and go home. Like, let me just leave. Let me just leave. But no, like you have to see this opportunity through. There's so much good that they're doing here. It's so your brain doesn't want to get tamed. It'll make up some crazy scenarios and make you perceive a situation in a completely different light. Your brain could make you think, oh, something's happening at home. No, I'm not cut out for this. No, they're coming to my religion. No, they're doing this, that, something. Like it's gonna make up something. But you realize that once you start the path of taming your brain and taming your thoughts and having some kind of control over that, your life completely changes. Your life completely changes. The same things don't affect you in the same way anymore, if that makes sense. And then the last con I want to talk about, body aches. You are sitting in these positions for the most part for that entire session, whether it's an hour and a half, you're trying to keep the same pose the whole time with minimal movement. So my hips were hurting, my knees were hurting, my back was hurting. It's very rough to get used to, but you get used to it. It gets easier and easier, and you'll notice you're doing better when the whole room, the meditation room that all the guys are in, it'll start to get quieter and quieter and quieter each and every day, because everyone's deep in their mind doing deep work and meditating actually correctly. We noticed the same thing. There was a lot of moving on the first day, second day, same thing. But by day 5, day 6, day 7, everybody was pretty much close to Buddha statues. And then the last day, quiet, just straight quiet. An hour session, boom, nothing. You wouldn't even hear anything. And it was pretty crazy. Like once you realize that, the growth that you've done automatically, you start to appreciate it because it's very easy to overlook growth. But the proof is right there. Now, for my final takeaways and recommendations, to keep it short, I think everybody, if you have some type of interest in meditation, I think you should do this opportunity. And don't be discouraged. Before this opportunity, the longest I've ever meditated in one sitting was about 10 minutes. That was the longest I ever did. And you come out of that being able to do an hour like nothing. Like you can sit crisscross or whatever position you choose for an hour like nothing and actually do deep work and know have a goal, have a purpose of what you're trying to achieve through the meditation. In addition to that, I will miss the environment, just being secluded in the forest. There's no life responsibilities coming at you. You're not thinking about work or school or what's happening with so and so. You're fed, everything's pretty much taken care of. And all you have to do is just meditate, sleep, or eat, and go on these beautiful walks um, this scenic forest. Just be out in nature. So I'll definitely miss the environment for sure. I think there's a mental strength aspect too that takes part in it. The mental strength that it comes in just being persistent and learning to sit still and not move and accept things as they are from moment to moment, from moment to moment. But my final recommendation, please, if you are interested in this opportunity, sign up because there's never a better time than now. I'm in college right now. I'm about to start my senior year of college. I study engineering. I can actually go and get this done before I graduate in May and real life starts. So I kind of treated it like a side quest out the way. But now this side quest is actually becoming more of a main quest. So but yeah, thank you to those staff. They were all volunteers. They did that work because they realized the value that people can get from it, and that's powerful in itself right there. It's truly inspiring that these guys they would go to group meditation with us and then cook for us every day. Like it's really crazy. It's really crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna put the link down below of the website. I think it's dhamma.org, but it'll be down below. But thank you for watching. Please, if y'all have any questions, feel free to leave comments about obviously anything in my experience or just what happens at the retreats. If anything I didn't cover. Thanks for watching. Appreciate y'all.